The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Here's your host, Sabrina Turner.
Good morning and happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. I'm your host, Sabrina Turner, and the Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by greenturtle.ky and also brought to you by Cayman Medical Supplies. We put the spotlight this morning on our only guest because it is a shortened segment. Every second Thursday, we have a shorter show. We put the spotlight on Evron Realty. Our topic will be the real estate market, and to discuss and hear more, I'm pleased to be joined by Mr. Trent Christie, who's sales associate of Evron Realty. And you know, who doesn't want to live in the Cayman Islands? I mean, think about it. If you're even blessed to be here, who doesn't even want to own their own home or a nice condo? Well, whether for investment purposes or if you're building a life and family here or just simply have a timeshare or a vacation home to frequent, there are many reasons why buying property or land in Cayman is beneficial. So, how do you access the current real estate market? Is now the time to buy or is now the time to sell? What do you need to know about Cayman's current market and best decision in property investment? Well, I'm hoping that Mr. Christie here will tell us more and give us an idea whether or not you're a potential seller of your dream home and said, I've had enough, I just want to kick back with some mojitos or something somewhere. Or you're into that, making your dream a reality and say, I am the proud owner of this. Trent, take it away and give us a little history about Evron Realty before we get into the crooks and crannies or how do you access and so forth.
Well, thank you for having me, for one.
It's a pleasure.
Just a brief background about Evron Realty. We were founded in 2016, so we're a relatively new company. The goal was to provide a more affordable alternative to selling real estate. Mm-hmm. Being in that, we opened as an independent, which means we're not part of Sariba.
Right.
What that gives us access to is more flexibility on how we set our pricing structure and our contract lengths. So we provide shorter contract lengths, and generally our commission rates, it depends on the price of the property, but it's usually about half of what your regular Sariba would charge.
Okay.
In the first year of operation, it was kind of a side hustle, and the director made up his mind. He said, I just want to sell one property. He ended up selling 7 in 1 year. So nice. It got a bit too big for him to do. So he outsourced it, brought in some more people, and we've been growing ever since.
Well, that's always a dream of anyone starting a business and getting started that quickly. Kudos to him. Now, let's talk why invest in real estate. Generally, why is real estate a good investment in your opinion?
Well, in my opinion, there's a few good things. I mean, whether you're trying to build a home here or build a life, then getting a home is essential to that. Also, what makes Cayman so unique is your profit returns are so good. Whether you're looking at it just as a straight investment and you're going to use it for rental returns, or try and buy something that's going to give you a good capital investment for later on when you try to resell it, either of those things are great, especially now when the market is so good, it's a no-brainer.
But so good for who? So good for the seller or so good for the purchaser?
Well, it's always an interesting question whether it's a buyer or a seller's market. Yeah. So I would always like to say it's both.
Okay.
Right now, if you're a buyer and you're thinking, let me wait and see what else comes up in the market. Let me see if something else comes cheaper. It's not going to happen right now because of these price spikes we're seeing in the market. If you're a seller, you can try and wait, but at some point, of course, the market can't stay this sharp of growth for too long.
Correct.
So it really depends what you're trying to do. If you're thinking about selling, but you make great rental returns, well, if you're going to sell, what are you going to do after that? But if you're a buyer and you're thinking, my dream home will come up, it might never come up. And if it might come up, it might be a bit out of your reach. Right. So now is the time to buy and now is the time to sell.
Oh, interesting. How do you negotiate? I mean, it's good. One thing, I always sit down on the weekends and especially Sundays and you watch TV and you see living the beach life, the dream, that it's not unreachable. Is that similar to what we're seeing here, that you can really get good steals if you're looking for that excellent vacation home or dream home? Or it's just on TV?
Well, I think we live in paradise all the time. No
Of
matter where
course.
you live, you're only a few minutes from the beach. We also do rentals, and we help people place that come from overseas.
Yes.
And everybody says, well, Trent, I just want to be close to the beach. I said, well, welcome to Grand Cayman. I mean, you're only 5 minutes away no matter where you are in the
Exactly.
island. So, I mean, the dream life of maybe living on the beach and sipping your coffee on the patio, looking at the crystal clear blue water on 7 Mile Beach, it's not outside of the realm, but, you know, beachfront properties are pricey. So you do have to have the money to be able to afford that type of lifestyle.
Right. Now, what makes buyers and investors so attracted to purchasing property in the Cayman Islands compared to other parts of the Caribbean? Understanding the tranquil waters, there are other elements, I'm quite sure, that makes us the number one place of choice if you want to make that property investment.
Well, there's a few different factors, and the main one I would always say is your return on investment, your ROI, right? So whether you're doing rental returns or whether you're looking for capital investment, both of you are going to yield great returns. So investors are attractive just because they know if they buy a place, they can rent it, probably make you're looking for about 6% return if you're doing a rental.
Okay.
And if you buy for capital investment, steady growth for a year is at least 3%. And I'll go through some statistics later. And it's much higher than that at the moment.
Eager to hear more. Let's talk about beachfront property in particular. What is the demographics like for buyers purchasing residential beachfront resort property here in the Cayman Islands, you've noticed?
Wealthy. Like we said, beachfront property is more attractive. So with that, it's going to be more expensive. Also, it's limited in availability we have. So supply and demand, I mean, there's limited space, but an unlimited want. So the prices that you see on the beach are going to be a lot higher than in general. So I think people that are attracted to buying beachfront properties are your wealthier end.
It almost appears to be unreachable for our own natives anymore. And is it because of supply and demand?
Well, again, we do attract a lot of outside investors. So people that come here that have unlimited wealth,
yes.
are going to probably be able to beat some of us out. I mean, there are a lot of local people that are able to buy beachfront properties, don't get me wrong, but again, for the majority of the time, it is the wealthier people that are able to obtain beachfront.
Now, do you find that residential buyers share similar needs when looking to invest in land as well?
So when you say similar needs, do you mean compared to the people that are buying beachfront?
Correct.
No. I would say generally people that are just buying for residential are going to look more inland where the property prices are a little cheaper.
Yeah.
Also, generally a family that's looking to buy a home, I don't think they're going to, majority of the time, they don't want to be on 7 Mile Beach because it's crowded. There's a lot of tourists. There's a lot going on. So why not live off of it? Maybe close enough that you can get to it if you need to. Yeah. But generally, residential are going to be off the beach and more inland.
Now, Mr. Christie, tell us, for people who are selling their homes, what tips would you share with them to be best prepare their property for the market?
Be prepared to be inundated with inquiries about it right now. But no, I think the first thing you need to do is check out the surrounding area. Find as much information as you can about the area that you're in, about the property you have, and see what the market's like in your area. First step. Also, think about what costs are associated with you selling. Have some people that come to me and they say, I'm ready to sell my condo or my home. I said, okay, great. How long have you had it for? 2 years, 3 years. Okay, did you use a stamp duty? Yes, I got my stamp duty exempted. Okay, did you know that you have to pay the stamp duty back if you sell within 5 years? No, I did not. Did you also use a pension for your down payment? Yes, I did. Did you know you have to pay the pension money that you had back if you sell before your retirement period? No, I didn't. So before you go on, make sure that all the expenses align. Yeah. Right, because people are just generally focusing on that, wow, my condo is worth $200,000 and now it's $250,000, so I can make $50,000. Yeah, but if you have to pay back all these expenses, then you're actually not making it. Right. So do your research first, or better yet, just give me a call and I can walk you through this whole thing.
Which is now is the perfect time to share your contact details.
Yeah, sure. So anybody that's willing to reach out to me, please do so. You can reach me on 324-1559, or email me at Trent, Trent, at Evron, Evron, Realty, Realty.com.
Keeping the spotlight on Evron Realty and talking about the real estate market right here in the Cayman Islands. And we've heard tips if you want to put your property on market. What about tips for first-time buyers or buyers overall? You got to keep it locked here to the Business Buzz for more when we come back.
Oh gosh.
Don't let the stress of taking care of loved ones get you down.
Home care, now made easier with Cayman Medical Supplies. 100% Caymanian owned. Cayman Medical Supplies now stocks a wide range of home care supplies. Hospital beds, all types of wheelchairs, including beach access wheelchairs, lifts, commodes, shower chairs, walkers, Curad brand orthopedic supplies. Free blood glucose monitors with the purchase of 1 pack of test strips, blue underpads, and a whole lot more.
Need home care convenience? Drop by Cayman Medical Supplies at 93 Smith Road, Windward Center, or call 949-6211. Free delivery.
You may have heard of them by now. GreenTurtle.ky, a one-stop shop for your mobile needs. Whether shopping for a new phone or topping up a loved one, it's time to hop aboard the Green Turtle Express. From 24-hour delivery in Grand Cayman to sending credit worldwide, GreenTurtle.ky is the future of mobile. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. GreenTurtle.ky. They get there first.
Hi, I'm Colin Lumsden, the Georgetown manager and head of the Revitalization Initiative. Our capital city is the heart of business activities in the Cayman Islands, and we would like to bring it back as a center of social activities, with street-side cafes, green spaces, improved roads, and proper walkways for interconnectivity. The new cruise and cargo port is part of the plan, and will allow for operators to meet passengers dockside with less lines and overcrowding. Cargo operations will be less intrusive. There will be pedestrianized areas for people to safely walk, shop, and dine. Modernizing the cruise and cargo port is a key element in the efforts to revitalizing our capital city.
Roger, Papa Victor, you are airborne at 3838, over.
Now, a direct result of the naval base is our aviation history.
Aviation history? 50 years? 100 years? The flying shellfish? What are we doing, Ray?
Dwayne, it's time for Siwa saying again. First one for 2019. You remember the topics we had on naval base, right? Well, this is a result of it. Aviation history.
Fly me to the moon. Let me swing among the stars.
Siwa Saying is a special feature of Talk Today with contributions from the National Museum, a language, history, and culture show on Radio Cayman 89.9 and 93.9 FM. Siwa Saying.
This Friday.
We had airports, we had planes, we had airboats, we had blimps. We even had blimps. Blimps, yeah. Crashes too. Crashes, yeah. We had crashes too.
Siwa Saying.
Brought to you by Cayman National Bank, proudly serving the Cayman Islands since 1974. Visit Cayman National Bank today for all of your financial needs.
Yeah, aviation history. And I don't mean that time that Dwayne jump off the house top with a sheet neither.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Business Buzz.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz and keeping the spotlight on Evron Realty as we talk about and getting to know more about the real estate market here, latest trends in real estate. And we hope to get, by the end of this conversation, some statistics as well to get us more in line and prepare for those who are either looking to purchase or who's ready to sell. We heard just before that short break, tips to prepare for purchasing or for selling your home. Let's hear a little bit about first-time buyers and what are some important tips that Mr. Christie can share with us to help them finding and purchasing their first home. What are some of the key things?
Go to the bank and get pre-approved first. I can't stress it enough. So many people come to me and they say, I want such and such. I said, okay, have you gone to the bank? They said, no. So how do you know what you can afford? Mm-hmm. So the very first step is go to the bank, get your pre-approval, make sure you know what budget you're looking at, so then you can start looking for some condos or homes that are actually affordable. Have a figure. Mm-hmm. For first-time Caymanian buyers, I mean, it's nice. January 1st of this year, we implemented the new law that the stamp duty waiver is now up to $400,000. So for those who don't know, stamp duty is the percentage you pay on land when you purchase it, land or a property, sorry. So for first-time Caymanian buyers, that 7.5% is waived up to $400,000, which is nice. It was extended from $300,000. First-time Caymanian buyers also can use their pension for a down payment, which is nice because if you have a nice pension, that could go towards a lot of the costs that are associated with the startup for buying your home. Just be prepared that after that, your percentage that you pay from your check every month or every week or every 2 weeks, what it means, goes from 5% to 6%. And then from there, start looking, call an agent. Agents are free to work with if you're buying. People don't know this. They think that they have to, if someone takes them around to look at something, they have to buy it, but that's not the case. And agents are always willing to help. So find an agent that's a expert and ask them to help you. And don't be afraid.
How important is it for someone looking to purchase property and asking the real questions? Like, what is the last valuation? How old should an evaluation be to determine, is it overinflated?
I think it's very important because you want expert advice. I mean, even if maybe you've looked at the market, you might not necessarily be an expert in all the intricacies that go behind the scenes. So you want to know about the property. Will the property in this area drop? Has it gone up? Is the price I'm looking at, I think it's good, but is it actually way too expensive? You want someone to be able to tell you yes or no to these things because you don't want to be in a situation where either you're overpaying or you're buying a property that maybe you shouldn't have because something's wrong with it. I mean, these are things you should probably consider and, again, seek expert advice.
Now let's talk about some factors that can affect long-term or short-term buyer demand in the real estate.
Well, I would say long-term is the market, really. We discussed it previously before we got on air, but I mean, we are seeing steady growth at the minute, but it can't be sustainable forever. So I think what hinders people long-term is always what's going to happen in the future. And that's something nobody can really prepare for. Nobody can really tell you when it's going to happen. We can only make our best educated guesses at it. Short term, I would say, I mean, it depends who the buyer is, but I think especially for like expats that are trying to buy short term and just looking for maybe I'm here for a few years, I buy this property, I want to flip it. The mortgage availability is probably what's going to hold you back in that the bank will look at you a bit differently because the interest rate they're going to charge you is going to be higher. They're not going to offer you as much financing as they would someone who they know is going to be here long term. So if you don't have all the money to come up with that, it might affect your ability to purchase.
Now, how are real estate companies shifting their approach in attracting buyers and sellers to remain competitive? What have you done that sets you apart from the rest?
Well, our biggest thing is when we came in as an independent, which, like I said, it gave us the flexibility to charge different rates, charge different contract length, or offer different contract lengths as well. So that's a first approach we took. Generally speaking, most real estate agents use traditional ways of selling houses. I know someone who has a home. Okay, cool. I'll list it for you, and then I'll try and sell it. Obviously, with like the tech boom and thing, it's getting more fancy. We have like virtual tours we do. We have 360 drawings and things that we can show the people. Generally, I think it's still people like to go see the home, see what they're getting into firsthand. But what we've done is become an independent and try and work closer with our clients to provide them, especially a more affordable alternative because,
Are you able to just give a range what the commission is and how it's worked out going through a realtor versus by owner?
Sure. So, I mean, if you're going to sell by owner, then obviously there's no rates involved with that. Real estate, for us specifically, we charge generally around 3.5% to 4.5%. It depends on the price of the property. Okay. The higher it gets, obviously, the lower the commission gets.
Right. Now let's look at what sectors in real estate are currently doing much better than others. I think you might have dabbled a little bit on this before.
Condominiums. Can't stress it enough. They are hot right now. The property prices on them are skyrocketing, which we'll see a bit later. Specifically waterfront. People are always looking for waterfront properties, but condos are great because they're multi-purpose. You can live in them if you need to, and you can rent them out, and you can rent them out very well if you need to. So either an investment or a place to live, they offer both.
Now, for those persons that are considering buying, and are there a lot of options right now in the real estate?
I would say, unfortunately, not. I think the inventory compared to like last year, this time is about half of what it was. So if you're looking on the market, you're not going to find too many options.
But there are a lot under construction right now.
There's a lot under construction, right? So we have a lot of big developments like Aura, Downton Reach, places like this that are under construction, but people have already paid for them pre-construction. So even when they're finished, most likely you're not going to be able to get them.
Let's talk about some fundamental changes that the real estate brokerage industry faces, and what do you think is the future for real estate?
I mean, the future of real estate in Cayman, especially for this year, I think is going to be very strong. Like I said, maybe we don't have as much stock as we did, but sales prices are going to go up. Again, classic supply and demand. In regards to, I think we had it on here, in regards to the amount of agents that are coming in and out of the business, I mean, it goes up and down with the market, right? So the more properties we have to sell, the better the market's doing, the more agents you're going to see come into it. The worse the market's doing, the more amount of agents are going to get out and the less amount of agents you're going to see.
Now, can you get into some statistics for us so that we'll know exactly what's going on from a bird's eye perspective?
Sure. So on Tuesday of this week, Mr. James Vavell, which is the broker for RE/MAX, wrote an article in The Compass, and he broke down some statistics that I thought were very good. I would encourage anybody who wants to find more information to go read that article. So he did a comparison between 2017 sales and 2018 sales. And I pulled out some statistics I thought were most interesting. So in 2017, total value of sales for real estate was US $463 million. Compare that to 2018, the sale value was US $568 million. In 2017, 703 properties sold, averaging US $659,000 per transaction. And in 2018, there were 806 properties sold, which is an increase by 14.65%, which averaged US $704,000 per sale. So you can see the spike increase. Sorry. Residential properties have increased by 9%, and the most significant movement in the condominium market rose by 4% in volume, but it rose by at least, on average, 24% in the value of sales.
Wow.
So that's incredible. If you bought a home in 2017, or a condo, sorry, for $200,000, in 2018, you probably could have sold it for $248,000. Commercial properties have risen per sale, but actually decreased in the value of sales.
Okay.
Land sales both increase in volume and value. And Alex finished off with, he finished the article by saying, and I quote, "Sales are clearly booming in Cayman, underscoring the advice that I've been sharing time and time again. If you are looking for a property in Cayman, it is really not a good idea to wait." So this is what I'm selling. Back to our sellers, buyers market.
Exactly. That's why you're comfortably right in the middle. You know, right here, we got to take our final break for the morning. When we come back, we'll get a recap, contact details for Evron Realty. And if you want to reach out to Mr. Trent Christie, sales associate, we'll give you those digits after this short message.
Oh gosh.
Don't let the stress of taking care of loved ones get you down.
Home care, now made easier with Cayman Medical Supplies. 100% Caymanian owned. Cayman Medical Supplies now stocks a wide range of home care supplies. Hospital beds, all types of wheelchairs, including beach access wheelchairs, lifts, commodes, shower chairs, walkers, Curad brand orthopedic supplies. Free blood glucose monitors with the purchase of 1 pack of test strips, blue underpads, and a whole lot more.
Need home care convenience? Drop by Cayman Medical Supplies at 93 Smith Road, Windward Center, or call 949-6211. Free delivery.
You may have heard of them by now. GreenTurtle.ky, a one-stop shop for your mobile needs. Whether shopping for a new phone or topping up a loved one, it's time to hop aboard the Green Turtle Express. From 24-hour delivery in Grand Cayman to sending credit worldwide, GreenTurtle.ky is the future of mobile. Take a ride on the Green Turtle Express today. GreenTurtle.ky. They get there first.
Kirk Freeport is inviting local customers to view the highly exclusive Patek Philippe one-of-a-kind unique traveling collection of watches. The collection will be in Grand Cayman for just 1 week before it's whisked off to its next destination, and features a collection of unique, rare timepieces from the last family-owned Genevan luxury watch manufacturer. Visit Kirk Freeport's Bayshore Mall location between Friday the 25th and Thursday the 31st of January to view the Patek Philippe traveling collection in Cayman for 1 week only. Visit KirkFreeport.com for more information.
Eats Cafe in the Fall Centre on the West Bay Road is a sponsor of Radio Cayman's CI Retro Talk Today special Cayman Islands historical and cultural program series. Eats Cafe, celebrating 30 years of being Cayman's #1 breakfast location, offering you your best choice for a hearty, healthy, delicious breakfast. Eats Cafe, friendly service, pocketbook-friendly prices, and a pleasant surrounding. Eats Cafe, 30 years in Cayman. Be listening for our repeat broadcast of CI Retro Talk Today's Heroes Day Celebrate Cayman special program presentation on Thursday at 7 p.m. on Radio Cayman.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Business Buzz.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz as we wrap up our show here for today, and we kept the spotlight on Evron Realty. Joining me in studio and telling us all about the current real estate market, latest trends, where to invest, the future of real estate sales, even some background on how Evron Realty got started. Now we're going to invite Mr. Trent Christie, who's sales associate of Evron Realty, to just recap and a wrap up of things that needs to stick home with those persons, be it an investor or a seller, or what you just need to know before you even enter the realms of saying, I want to put my property or properties up for sale. Trent?
Sure. Just as a quick summary, I think what is most important for us to remember is that owning real estate in the Cayman Islands is a good idea. Right at the time, it is a good market to be in. Many factors associated with that. Probably the biggest thing is your return on investment, whether that be a rental return or a capital investment. You're going to see steady growth in either. This is due to the fact that we have lots of wealth in the Cayman Islands. We're able to attract wealthy investors from overseas, partly due to our economy. We have a stable economy, low crime rate, and who wouldn't want to live in the Cayman Islands, as you said before?
Who wouldn't?
For those of you that are getting into the market, either looking to sell or to buy, do your research, reach out to agents, seek expert advice. Like I said, agents are not going to charge you for asking them some tips on what they should be doing, whether they should be selling, whether they should be buying, what do they think about this property, what do they think about that property. Seek as much advice as you can. Go to the bank. Get pre-approved before you start looking.
To be honest with you, not taking the wind out of your sail, Trent, I think people need to visit their banker before they even come to you.
Right.
Because there's no sense of me looking for a 7-mile beach corridor if I can only afford an undeveloped piece of land inland.
No, exactly.
It's just real.
It's the first tip. You need to go to the bank because even if maybe you make a lot of money, you think I should be able to afford an expensive home.
Debt service ratio.
It's your debt service ratio,
exactly.
Which you won't be able to consider until the bank tells you. So it's an absolute crucial first step because without that, you don't really know what you're looking for.
I agree.
I think we covered that, long-term and short-term effects on buyer demand. Long-term is always going to be the market. Short-term could be your mortgage availability or what you're trying to do. Other things that I think we covered, the future of real estate. We gave some statistics about 2017 compared to 2018. For 2019, I expect those to be more of the same. I think sale prices will continue to rise. I don't think the sales volume will be as the same, even though we have all these developments that are going around the Cayman Islands. They're not going to be specifically ready for 2019, so I don't know if the sales volume is going to reflect that. But if you're looking to sell, right now it's time to sell. If you're looking to buy, do not wait.
And how can persons get in contact with you?
Please contact me by phone on 324-1559 or email me at Trent, Trent, at Evron, Evron, Realty, Realty.com.
Okay, Mr. Christie, thank you so much for being our guest and allowing us to put the spotlight on Evron Realty. Thank you for sharing the statistics. I hope that we would have educated a lot more persons, being those who be it those who want to purchase or those who can be considering to sell. Hope to have you back on again, Business Buzz, to give us update in the future, and we hear some great things. It has been a pleasure.
Me as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The Radio Cayman's Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by greenturtle.ky. Get your new phone at greenturtle.ky. No fuss, no stress at greenturtle.ky. Also brought to you by Cayman Medical Supplies. Give them a call today, 949-6211. We want to thank our producer, Susan, and to you, our listening audience, for your continued support. Until Tuesday, have a fabulous long weekend and a great Thursday.
Shaken yet standing firm.
I was not built to break.
This is Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.